with Chelsea's squad of attackers on paper, it sounds lit.
Yeah, it sounds lit. Yeah,
It does sound lit. Neto, Sancho, Palmer, Madueke, Nkuku,
Cuckoo.
Jackson,
There's
like
there's a
João
lot of options.
Felix they had as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You're thinking, nah, that's a top strike force, but they all stink individually, apart from Palmer. And when Palmer's not on form and pulling the strings, it looks like a mess. And
Yeah.
Nkuku's got that stupid balloon in his sock. He can't even bring it out.
So, you know, I saw a tweet here. Someone said they're watching the Cuckoo. They get angry at the fact that he always has a balloon in his sock every game.
That's funny.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Love of the Game, episode 25.
Episode Antonio Valencia.
Oh, why'd you take it from him, man? I was waiting for Ben to say it.
Hey, he speaks for himself, man. He speaks for he would have got 5 to 10 assists in this current Man United team.
He would have.
Wait, on the right.
Yeah,
ahead
right.
of Maswari. You have him ahead of Maswari.
No, Mazraoui would be on the left and Dada would be on the bench.
Okay, fair enough. We'll get to that. Also, I want to mention, would it be right for you to mention Kanu, a fellow Invincible? Yeah, Kanu. And
how disrespectful of me, man. Sorry.
That was all Nigerian as well. We're crazy.
But also, I want to mention another person. I don't want to even call him. I guess a lot of Arsenal fans hate him. Some love him. I'm indifferent. I don't really mind him. He did his time for Arsenal. Emmanuel Adebayor. I think he divides a lot of opinions because especially when he went everywhere around
Europe.
London, Europe. Played for Madrid. Crazy.
Madrid. What a player.
Played in Turkey.
Yeah, did everything. Yeah, played for. I think he played for Crystal Palace at one point. You know.
Yeah.
I think I saw. Where did I see? Was it
Tottenham?
I saw. I think it was Michael Richards was talking about Adebayor was meant to be signed for a club, but he ended up not going. But they told him that they were signing. Was it Villa? I can't remember. I saw a story about that. But yeah, irrelevant.
Cool. But we go to what's relevant. You know, United. It's been a good week for United. You know, I checked the last 7 days. You've been smiling. Congrats, man. I know it's been a tough season, man.
Thank you.
It's been a tough season. I gotta give it to you. So you had a lovely week, you know. Yeah, Europa League. I think we started with Arsenal. You had a bit of us. I think 1-0. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Europa League 4-1, quite impressive. You know, Real Sociedad beat them up. Then another 3-0 win against Leicester, who are going down, but it doesn't matter. A win's a win. So tell us the game. Like, how was you feeling towards the game and your thoughts overall at the end of the game? Manny, you have to go with you first because you're.
Came sporting like Cristiano. He goes left, he goes right. Make sure the defense looks shy. He's a Portuguese magnifico. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, he's cops, man.
The best way to silence your critics is to do it on the pitch. And it's silent at the moment. It's silent. It is silent. That guy, I was saying to you guys at the beginning of the season, there's so many problems wrong with United. And some of the deficiencies in the way Bruno plays, it can be annoying. But he's the last person any United fan should be having anything to say about. That guy, he'll run his socks off, decisive in games, he's got the quality in the final third. Let him throw his hands up every now and then. My dad used to throw his hands up when I didn't get the good grades in school. But look how I turned out.
Hey, Manny, I love everything you're saying, and I do agree with you, but you used to say that you want Bruno to be on the bench.
I'm glad you said it, but it's fine.
He was worked too hard. He needed a rest. He was trying to do everything, and it was hard on him. Listen, this guy deserves titles. It'll be a travesty if he leaves United without winning the Premier League. But if he does leave, he needs to go and win a Champions League somewhere. I don't care if he's a bench warmer at Real or Bayern or PSG or wherever. That guy deserves to finish his career with multiple titles. He's that good a player. The Bruno and Odegaard chats, forget about it, man. Completely forget about it.
I'm not entertaining that this week. It's fine. I'm not going to budge on that. I'm not going to budge on that one. But I want to give Bruno his flowers. I thought it was a really good performance. Like, he's just clinical, man. He's a top player, man. Especially in the final third, but he won action, like a goal assist. That's what Bruno will give you. So I'll go give him to him, man. He's the fight, man. Because you United fans winning him out, I was thinking he's done. But looking at him now, he's actually really good, man. But more on the game, though. I feel like it was. I watched some of the game. I feel the first half was quite good. United were quite dominant. Leicester showed some signs, but they're not great at all. But someone who did score first goal was Rasmus Højlund. That was his first goal in 20 or 19 games. I saw it, which is quite crazy. Gbengz, how was you? Are you happy for him? You know, how was his performance overall as well?
I am. Do you know what Højlund needed? He needed Ruud. He just wanted to be around. He needed Ruud to be watching him. He just wanted Ruud to be there, and he was showing what all them little things Ruud was teaching him in pre-season and the start of the season. He's like, yeah, man, I've still got it, and I think he played really well. He played well against Sociedad as well. Obviously, didn't get a goal, but he's showing that he's showing that he wants it. If that makes sense, like he's showing like some promise, and there's still some moments where it's like, he makes runs, but he doesn't check back. Like, check back. The ball's going to come behind you. So just check back. Like, just those little movements that I'd like to see, because I feel like sometimes it's maybe he feels, which he'd be right to feel, he feels like the ball's not going to come to him. So it's like the runs he makes doesn't always make the most sense. But I thought he did really well in that game in total. And also Garnacho did well as well. And obviously he got a goal. But yeah, I was proud of those boys, man. But also, like, we talk about Bruno a lot and talk about his stats and his assists. That goal he scored is an absolute smashing goal. Like, let's not act like that wasn't a sick goal. Like, that was a proper finish. That was like a top midfielder's finish like that. And I want that to be said, because we always talk about the stats, and you know, we're looking at what he's done, goal contributions. Some of those goals have been amazing, and that was.
Yeah, that was a great goal. Also, I want to touch on another player who was actually, I thought was quite good, but unfortunately got injured, was Aiden Heaven. So I think we've seen him a few times now. He played in Europa League. He's played, I think, 3 games for United.
Yeah.
Give us your overall thoughts on Aiden Heaven and how what you think of him at the moment.
I like the look of him. I thought the first time I saw him on the ball, you know, those players that have that build and that stature where they're quite tall, lanky. He seemed a little bit sloppy technically, especially bringing the ball out of defence, but he's grown into it. It's probably a confidence thing. But he seems very, very composed at the back. You'll see them taking the ball off of Onana, driving forward, you know, beating the press from attacking players from opposition. And he loves a challenge, you know. That's something I really like about him. And being left-footed just brings that natural balance. So it's making me think, how's that going to affect our recruitment strategy in the summer? Because Jared Brathwaite was seen as that left-sided cover for Martinez. But yeah, this guy seems like he's got all the right tools. Now it's just about building consistency, not putting too much pressure on him. But I think he's got a real future in the game, man.
Just a question though. Maybe it's early because I've watching because I saw a little bit of Arsenal. He was really good. I see him mainly in midfield, and I saw him a few times in pre-season. Again, this is actually quite decent. He's quite composed on the ball. And seeing United, he looks very kind of solid defensively, so which is quite good. Comparing to Lenny Euro, do you think I kind of think he's a bit better than Lenny Euro, if I'm being honest. From what I've seen of Lenny Euro, I don't know. Yeah. I just think there's more. I think that he might have more than Lenny Euro, if I'm being honest.
Let me tell you something about Euro. Euro has played right-sided centre-back, central centre-back, left-sided centre-back, and he's putting a shift. Like, everyone's going to highlight that one Southampton game.
I wasn't thinking that, but yeah, that's true.
But that's going to happen to Heaven. Like, every quality centre-back has had them moments where they've been embarrassed. Like, Xerxes did it to Saliba. Look at Van Dijk, you know. So it happens. You can be put on the floor. you can, have a tough game. I think what I like about Euro is he's just more experienced. So he doesn't dive into challenges. Heaven's winning all of his duels. In another game, he may miss a couple of those and give away a foul, give away a penalty. He's been beaten 1v1 a couple of times in games, but it hasn't resulted in the team scoring. That's nitpicking at a young player. But like Yoro's got obviously a year experience playing men's football, so he is going to be a bit ahead. But I think it's great balance having him, Delit as that older experienced centre back, and that's another player that has really, really shown his value these past, I'll say, couple of months. Yeah, man. Defensively, the future looks bright. Midfield, not so much. I think we're going to need some real reinforcements in midfield. And with
Collier looked good, though.
Hosnian,
He does a job. That's what I like about him.
he does a job. He does, like, we're being very.
And we need players like that. Like, we need those Scott McTominays and the Herreras. And, do you know what I'm saying? We need those players, bro. We need them.
Yeah. For Collier, I think his ceiling's quite limited. I don't see him being much better than what he is now.
That's harsh.
What I mean by that, let me elaborate. I don't see him being a line breaking, dictating centre midfielder. Yeah. I see him being that workhorse, win the ball back and give it. So he'll improve in those aspects, but to be a Man United centre midfielder, you need to be a bit more than just winning the ball and giving it. Even Casemiro can pick out a pass. Ugarte, you see them pick out, a few decent balls. So let's see how he develops.
Yeah, for certainly. Want to cover one last thing on United. I think obviously now the league, I think you're just aiming just to try and finish top half. But I think what's more important is the Europa League. I feel like that one is something you definitely need to target, especially seeing all the problems that Jim Ratcliffe is facing financially. No school meals, none of that, no Christmas bonus, no apples. Usually try to penny pitch anyhow, anywhere, anyhow. So one route to solve all that potentially, especially, is the Champions League. Getting into Champions League.
We go into Champions League if we win the Europa, no matter what.
That's United and Tottenham's best route, to be fair, to get to the Champions League. And I feel like if you don't do that, you could be in a lot of trouble for next season, potentially, because there'll be no European football in general for United. So it's Champions League or bust. So tell me, how do you feel about your chances to actually win it? You don't even need to say how far you need to get to. You need to try and win it. So how do you feel on that?
The maddest thing is, I think we can get to I think we can win it, like based on the teams that are left over and just based on United in general in terms of like cup competitions. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. Like the way the season's gone, it would make sense if we didn't win it. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we are still the only team that's unbeaten in Europe, which is mad. And then also, it's mad, isn't it? And also, where I'm a bit nervous about it is, are we going to have a squad? Like, it's squad, because we've lost Heaven now. Maguire's been out for a while. Euro's been out. Evans has been out for quite a while as well.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah. We need a squad, and we got some tough Premier League games coming up. We got Nottingham Forest, we got Man City. Can't remember who else is after that, but we got Lyon in between some of them. And Lyon ain't an easy team, so it's gonna be a tough one. So I don't know, I don't want to put too much I don't want to say Man United are going to be in Champions League next season, because that wouldn't even make sense based on how our season has gone. But hey, if Bruno manages to get the Champions League next season, then a lot of people need to shut up. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be mainly dependent on our squad, because even if we do, I think we're good enough to beat Lyon home and away over 2 legs. I think we'll do that, and I think the next team after that, I don't think they're too strong. I think, is it Bilbao or is it?
I can't remember. I was going to check quickly.
I can't remember who it is, but you see, with United, I don't look too far ahead of United.
Yeah, sure.
But if we do get to the final, which the second favourites are Tottenham, I just think a fully fit Tottenham side is probably going to beat a United side that can be put out, because the real players that can make a difference are going to be out. So Ahmad's going to be out for the rest of the season. We know that.
No, he's
Martinez is
back.
going to be out for the rest of the season.
Ahmad's out for the whole season. That's
I
why.
think he's out for the rest of the season.
Back at the end of this month.
Are you sure?
End of March.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ramadan Mubarak, man.
I saw Amarim talk about that. Yeah, he might be back.
It's Rangers. I think you got Rangers and Atletico. Club, was it Bilbao?
Athletic Club. It might be Athletic Club.
Bilbao. Yeah, all those two. I think in the semis, that's who you have. I think.
Yeah. So I think I don't know when Mainu's coming back, but I mean we've got the players. I think Casemiro in Europe is fantastic. So there's definitely enough experience, enough quality to win it. I just think that we may falter at probably in the final if it's against Tottenham. But against a Lazio, against the other team that could be on that side, I think we can do them.
Do you know what? The thing about Tottenham is I feel like one thing that United have that Tottenham don't is if we got to a final, there's the feeling that we can win finals, whereas Tottenham just don't have that.
They don't have that.
Yeah, and I think the confidence would do them. But on a one-off like Premier League game, they'll probably beat us. But like in the final, I think. But hey, strange things have happened, so who knows?
Stranger things happen.
Yeah, just to touch on Tottenham, we were supposed to have a guest coming on who's a Tottenham fan, and I had to watch them a match of the day. My goodness, they have so many problems. They are shocking. I think what they did is, I want to be interested to see if he was really Ange in or Ange out, because I think what Ange did, he's out. Okay, that makes sense, because what Ange did was crazy. Because on the Thursday he put his full team out there. They obviously got through. Then he made like 6 changes to say that he needs to rotate, and they lost 2-0 against Fulham. It was so bad. I was wanting to just shout out. Yeah, Tottenham, they're a crazy team, but hopefully he'll come on to explain, so he can explain himself or how he feels about Tottenham. But rather than talk about Tottenham, we'll talk about their North London rivals, Arsenal. I don't want to spend too much time on Arsenal because it wasn't a great game, to be fair. But we did manage to get a win. We've actually managed to score a goal. We actually managed to score from a corner from Mikel Merino. I felt like, we still played the same. I think we were a little better, more intensity. I think because we were at home, I think we played a lot better just because we mainly were at home. And Chelsea are quite shocking, if I'm being honest. Chelsea was shocking because I felt like once Arsenal scored, they didn't offer anything else after that. I think they were. I couldn't believe how bad they were. And thinking about the money they spent, I know they got some injuries to Cole Palmer, Madueke, Jackson, but crazy to think they had, they spent over 2 billion spent, and that's all they pulled out. It's absolutely insane. I don't know if you lot managed to catch the game. I think one person I wanted to talk about, I thought he played really well, was Timber. I really like the look of Timber. He was really, really good. On the shout out Timber. I'm not his biggest fan, but I want to give props to Merino because obviously he's been our makeshift striker and he scored 4 goals.
Bro, that's sick.
4. Yeah. I'm not his fan. I don't like it. I hate him in midfield. He's sloppy. I don't want to do with him now. He maybe be our second striker now, but I'm gonna shout him out. He's doing well.
What? Sorry. Are you saying that
he can't play midfield? He's not playing. He can't play midfield. Like
you'll be a third rate.
First striker. Yeah. I can't have him. I can't have him in midfield. Like I can't have him in midfield at all. And I thought our defense just got us through really because Chelsea were just so bad. Like even though they had the ball and they were just fouling us most times, but they didn't do anything with it. So I feel they've got a lot of problems to sort out themselves. Looking at Arsenal.
I thought the Arsenal game, you guys didn't really get out of second gear.
I don't think we really needed to.
Yeah, it was quite and Chelsea did definitely look toothless. But Timber was impressive. I think he's been impressive all season. And I wanted to ask you, who would you say is your player this season?
Good question. I would
Rice baby.
I wouldn't even give it. Some people say that's a good question. That's actually a good question. I'll probably have to give it to Gabriel. I think Gabriel Seeley. But I think with all the injuries, the turbulence happening with Arsenal this season, the only reason why we're where we are is because of our defense, and that's got to be down to Gabriel. I think he's seamlessly just shot at every single defender, every single attacker that's come near him. Like he's just simply bullied them off. I wanted to touch when you said, I know also Saliba. I think Saliba's a close second. To be fair, I think we have to give it to our defense because even the United game, I think you talk about Xerxes did their skill. I thought in the first half in that game, Saliba just made sure like you ain't doing nothing on me this game. Like especially in the first half, I thought he dealt with him. I thought he seriously dealt with Xerxes there. But I think I'll give it to our defenders, man. I'll do one of those two. And in terms of attack, god damn, there isn't anything. I think they all stink. He's only still Saka, and maybe Havertz, and I don't even like Havertz. But it's a crazy season, I'll say, for Arsenal. It's unfortunate how it's ended, but it is what it is, man.
What do you think about Arteta saying that Chelsea have got the best attack? What was you trying to say?
I was a bit surprised. I don't know. I thought when he said that, I think maybe in terms of value, because of value, but I was surprised he said that because when he said that, I thought Bournemouth have a better attack than them. Bournemouth they're better take a lot of people.
Attack. Yeah,
Forest has a better attack. Aston Villa have a better attack. Yeah. So Chelsea did look decent in the first half of the season. Obviously, when they had Jackson, Palmer, Madueke. I don't really recommend Madueke, by the way. But I don't rate him. I don't rather rate him.
The thing is, with Chelsea's squad of attackers on paper, it sounds lit.
Yeah, it sounds lit. Yeah,
it does sound lit. Neto, Sancho, Palmer, Madueke, Nkunku, Jackson, like João Felix they had as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You're thinking, that's a top strike force, but they all stink individually, apart from Palmer. And when Palmer's not on form and pulling the strings, it looks like a mess.
Yeah,
and Nkunku's got that stupid balloon in his sock. He can't even bring it out.
I saw a tweet here. Someone said they're watching the Cuckoo. They get angry at the fact that he always has a balloon in his sock every game.
That's funny. That's the thing about celebrations, man. It's like if you're not doing it regularly, and it's something like that. You even got Garnacho when they sat on the billboard, as if it was, bro. Yeah, that
one was funny when he scored the offside goal. He went there to sit down and looked at the offside flag. Oh my days! But yeah, that's all I'm willing to touch on. So, is there anything else you want to touch on? If you watched the Arsenal, anything that you saw?
Really.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are making the best of the situation that you're in. Defense has definitely saved you lot this season, and Gabriel, as well as he's done defensively, he's come up with a lot of good, vital goals for you from set pieces. I actually think Liverpool winning the league has been because other teams have been poor.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, but are we being haters? Are we hating?
No, I wouldn't say that because I think because you know what is because when we had that discussion about Ødegaard, Bruno this season, then you brought up a few examples of players and you said Bosley. I was actually thinking about it. Bosley he's been good, but there's been times where they've been struggling. The manager takes him over half time,
Yeah.
He takes them. Yeah. They get Liverpool midfield gets away with a lot, and it was exposed this week. To be fair, anyways. So I would say they've been good, very consistent. I feel like Salah has been dragging them out because I think he scored like over 60% of their goals. Like
that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's actually insane. So, but I don't want to get onto Liverpool too much. I don't want to sound like a hater, but I'm just being honest. Like they haven't been that great. It's been really consistent.
You're right. Everyone, like the big hits have been poor. The Man City's obviously.
Yeah.
Arsenal haven't been poor, but you're poorer than last season.
Yeah.
They're poorer than last season. They've had their best forwards out for a considerable time.
Yeah.
And like the league titles that City have won, you've seen them blitz the league. Like it's not been a last minute winner, in the cup end. And Salah's popped up. It hasn't been. They played poorly, but a couple quality moments. Like even the last couple of seasons, Arsenal
have had some last minute winners though.
They've only had one. I can only remember against Brentford.
Was it Brentford? But there was another one. Maybe it was a Nottingham Forest. I can't remember. There was a few games where it was looking like they were going to lose, and they ended up winning. Or the only
one I remember is Brentford this season. It might be more, but I remember it's Brentford.
Yeah.
But it hasn't felt like a dominant, Liverpool side the way other teams have kind of like dominated, and I'm sorry, for Man City to be fifth in the league, that means it's been a lighter title challenge than what Arsenal have faced, for example. Arsenal faced a difficult
true.
title challenge.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad,
which is
but
so crazy. That's so
Do
crazy.
you know what's so mad? Arsenal fans are like, "Oh, we're not going to win the league until Arteta leaves."
Yeah.
you mean Pep? You mean Pep?
Pep, sorry, until Pep
Yeah,
leaves.
yeah.
It's
You
crazy,
still
isn't it?
here?
I don't know what to even say.
You didn't take your chance. And that's the thing about like just timing and luck. If you don't take your chance now, you might have to wait another 10 years. That's what I said to Pedro. Just this is what I'm saying. Look how happy I know. Okay, Arsenal are not Newcastle, but look at how Newcastle was celebrating that League Cup win. Jamie Carragher with his big mouth went and said that he thinks that the Carabao Cup might be as more important than the FA Cup. Like this is how if you're in the final or something, you want to win it. So Arsenal fans, you just, as I say, like this was obviously in the grand scheme of things, this is a poor season for Arsenal. No trophies, no finals. You've lost the league by a lot of points. If we get points.
It's not a title race.
That's a poor season.
Yeah, it's a poor season. And I think when you guys won the FA Cup, years ago, you could be like, "Oh, we won multiple FA Cups, we won a title charge, and all of this rubbish." Yeah, you lot winning something now at this period where you're on the cusp is very important to get over the line.
Exactly.
That winning mentality, you lot now need to add that to what you're building, because coming second is not enough now.
Yeah, I hear that, but I had to go back to history to see what the old Arsenal were doing. Even though they did win trophies, they did finish second 3 times in a row to Manchester United and eventually picked up the Premier League season afterwards. So I can only go by history to say that we're on the right scope in terms of the league. You play the league every week. You don't do FA Cups every week. You don't do cups every week. League is your bread and butter. The league shows you how good you are. Well, sometimes it does.
No, I agree.
But but you're right though. I think trophies are important to win. I did say, I will take a Carabao Cup. I know Pedro said he doesn't care about the FA Cup, and I do get some of that, but I do want to win a trophy, and Arteta definitely did want to, because he did put up a strong squad against United. He unfortunately lost. Put a strong squad against Newcastle, both games, and got floored. So, hopefully, I'm hoping that he learns his lessons from this season. I think he went in too light in the transfer window, so I'm hoping that he turns it around. And obviously, we got some good youngsters coming through, and one of them has made a England call-up on the name of Miles Lewis-Skelly. Let's talk about England anyways. England's coming up anyway, so I'm really happy for him. So, what's your thoughts on the England team? I think there's 2 main people to talk about. We'll talk about Lewis-Skelly first. So, what's your thoughts on Lewis-Skelly making this call-up?
It's rushed. Let's call a spade a spade. It's rushed. It's his first season in first team football in the top flight.
He hasn't even played under 21s, you know.
Hasn't played under 21s. You wouldn't even say left back's his 100% natural position, but he does a good job. It's come at a time where there's not many good left backs, English left backs, in the league. Lewis Hall comes to mind. I'm trying to think who else is there.
There's not much though, if you think about it.
Yeah, there's not much. So this is a good opportunity for him. I hope it doesn't kill him, but yeah, I mean, you can only be happy. You can only be happy for a young player, making that transition. Mainly did something very similar in his fledgling season at United. So
that's what I was going to say. Like, he doesn't actually have to play. Just the experience of being like, you've been called up for your country. There are all these other international players that you're playing with, week in, week out in the league, where you're in that camp now. I think just that alone would be good for his development. And I don't expect him to play, but I think it's nice to be rewarded actually for good performances. It's almost like you're getting a man of the match medal for all of the times you play.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it personally.
Just looking at the England defense, actually, I was going to say the England defense. Hopefully it hasn't changed. So we have Dan Burn, Levi Colwell, Mark Gay, Reece James, Konsa, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Livramento. We have what's his name? Qasim? Oh my god, I forgot his name. Kwanzaa, that's it. Kwanzaa, I couldn't say his name. Kwanzaa and Carl Walker. Knowing how Tuchel plays with a three, what do you think is going to be the England's starting defense? Naming that with that squad.
Definitely Gehi.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Gahey,
Yeah,
Burn, Walker, maybe as a free.
Yeah.
I think he might start Rice in the free, you know. Not Rice, sorry, Reece.
Oh.
Reece James.
Reece James.
Nah.
No, I don't know, man.
Tuchel knows James well. I think.
Yeah, he might.
I think
That's why he even got called up. I'm surprised he even got called up, Reece James, to be fair.
Why the hell is Kwanzaa there?
Kwanzaa, yeah. I don't know.
But
Got to put some Liverpool players there. I'm surprised Cole was there. England's defense is quite...
But, okay, Maguire's injured. So
Maguire's injured.
Stones out.
Stones is... Oh, God damn. He gets away with so much. Maybe England's defense isn't that great, to be fair.
Konza will probably start, actually. I think
Konza will probably start.
Konza...
Yeah, Konza will start, yeah.
Dan Burn, he should start, but I don't know if he's going to start. It'll probably be Konza, Gay, and Walker in a free, probably in that midfield, in that defence. With a Reece James and...
I think Livramento might start. He's most likely to start, to be fair.
Yeah, one of those. I don't know why Lewis Hall hasn't been called up.
He's injured. He's injured.
He's out.
He's injured. That's why Lewis Kelly actually got the call up, to be fair.
Okay.
That injury. But thinking it'll be interesting looking at the Tuchel's team, especially how he's gonna play. I think does he play with the wingers, isn't it? He's playing with the wingers, like the left and the right and the striker.
That's the thing. He might not be able to play his normal formation. I don't know. He might not be able to play that.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think he plays with fullbacks. I think he had, wasn't it, James and Alonso where he wings back?
Yeah, it was. It was.
So he's probably going to play. I mean, with a full England squad, you're going to see probably Trent as that right-sided, but Trent as a wing back, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. It'll be interesting what he does. I'm curious to see what he does up front. Because obviously Harry Kane's there, but I can see Harry Kane's is declining in England right now. But it'll be interesting to see if Marcus Rashford takes his spot in that up front in the striker position. So, what's your thoughts on Rashford getting the England call up now? It feels like he's on a higher. He's up, like Bitcoin is up. That's how I feel with Rashford at the moment.
The thing with Rashford right now is his PR. His PR right now is amazing, and I love it for him. Like he's got a new lease of life. Everything in the news about him is good. It's like he's smiling everywhere. Like he's got called up. It's like the boy's back. I like it, man. Why not? But like consistency. Just consistently keep giving us good performances. I know you're not scoring yet. You've got a few assists here and there. Asensio is really making you look good right now, if we're being honest. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, live your life. I like Rashford, and I want him to go to America for 20. I'm for it.
Look, I think he's fortunate to get called up. If I'm being real, I don't buy this form he's showing under Villa. I don't see him being much different to what he was doing at United. He's not suddenly now ripping things up.
Not much different, honestly.
It's not much different at all. But, you leave the limelight of Old Trafford and suddenly the media's a lot kinder to you. So it's not surprising. I do think he shouldn't start. I don't think he should start, but I want to see him come on. And he deserves a second chance. He's had a second chance with Villa. He deserves a second chance with England. And, he may do something. He's always performed for England as well. So, and he's a player that Tuchel's always spoken highly of. Since when he was at PSG, he's always talking about how he rates Rashford. So
so that might save them.
And I think Tuchel seems like he's picked some players that he has good experiences watching them over the last couple of years, whether it was or at Chelsea. And I think that's a good reason to pick Rashford. And he might think that he can make Rashford. He might think he can chat to Rashford and be like, "Bro, I was there when you did what you did. Show that again." He might think that get out of him. But if he can, fair enough, innit?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Looking forward maybe to watch some of England. Probably watch the first half and be like, this is boring, and change it. So that's one of the hands of England. Any last thoughts as we're going to close off? Any last things you want to say? Anything you want to get off your chest in terms of football, all things football.
I want to touch on United very quickly. I want to touch on our manager.
Okay.
Ruben. I want to praise him for sticking by his guns, because when I watch United play now, I actually know what I'm gonna expect to see, and I'm seeing that what's letting us down is quality. The amount of times we've built up from the back consistently, switched the play in the right moments, isolated defender to go 1v1, and then it's a Mazraoui, or it's a Dallo, or it's a Garnacho, who sometimes doesn't make the best decisions. You're thinking, you know what, the right players in these positions, like this style of football, it can be successful. So I'm looking forward to summer, but I just want to give, all the plaudits has gone to Bruno, all the plaudits has gone to how, Casemiro's come back on the side and done well. Heaven's done well. The Lit showing, real improvements, but all of that really stems from the manager. So let's not forget to praise the manager as well, because he's always the first person to be criticised when things go wrong.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. You know what's so funny? When you just said that, I just thought I was reminiscing. Remember when Ahmad was just
he was bailing you guys out though.
When he was going, bro.
He was going.
And even Dorgu makes sense. Like when you seen Dorgu play, like,
don't you think Dorgu's a bit raw though?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bit raw. It's quite raw. What I've seen of him, he looks
raw,
quite raw.
But the attributes that he has, you can see why it works in the system.
Yeah.
Like he's not there. He's not the finished article. He's not got amazing end product, but he understands the position. He overlaps. He's a consistent. He's powerful on the ball, in and out of possession. He presses on the front foot. All of these things add to the way we're trying to play, and it's working, man. It is working. You're just seeing that with better finishing, with better connections between some of the players. Xerxes been amazing as well. And all of these players are finding form at the right end, of the season. And if we can get a trophy at the end of it, from where we started, it could be one of our best.
He's talking right now. It's crazy.
I like it, guys. Carry. I don't know what it is, but carry on.
I'm just saying it could be. It's
all right.
We got nothing for us at the weekend.
Bro,
that place gonna humble you quick.
The next 4 games could really mess us up. So yeah,
but again, we'll see we could lose those games. At least I know what I'm going to expect. At least I know we're going to play a certain style of football. And if we're going to lose, it's going to be because of individual mistakes. It's not going to be because, why the hell are there massive gaps in midfield? Why is this person in this position? Do you know what I mean? It's going to be because we're just not good enough. And until we get new players, that's going to be it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave it as that. Good episode. I really enjoyed this one. So, yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys, if you're still watching this. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube.
Indeed.
And I think that's it. That's all we're on, really. Just watch out for our social stuff as well. On Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok. It's been Tim, Manny Gbengz.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.